Today is today is May 26, 2023. It is a Friday, and I just got off work uh, as a dishwasher. And I told a coworker of mine, a young uh, chap who's a Christian, and I told him about the exciting thing that I've discovered today through God. And I told him that God told me my told me the direction I will go as a day trader. This is jalapeno cheese I got from Winco. And I told him that. I told him that I told him that when I went to college that I wondered why I was sitting in the classroom learning these things and what it meant to be the best in the class or achieve a perfect score and why I was sitting there because I was not a good student. I was in I was actually a below average student. So what was missing from missing my university education, despite the fact that I was coasting through, and the objective was to finish the program. That was my objective. That was the single-minded objective to finish the course. There was essentially no passion whatsoever for the material that was being taught, and it was like chewing on chewing on broken glass, or it was essentially living a life of something that I truly had no desire to study whatsoever. I faked it, and I graduated somehow. And I managed to become an engineer, and I worked as an engineer. But there was a clear distinction between an individual who was passionate about the study that they have done and the practice they have become. And when there is passion, that passion is a linkage between education and actual practice. What I lacked was that linkage of passion. Because for me, when I went through school, my only intention was to finish school and just work instead of truly respecting the material and thoroughly enjoying the material that is being taught. And every morsel of information that the teacher was delivering, I should have received it welcomingly, and cherished it and deciphered it and took piece of it and then ruminated about it and munched on it, placed like an herb. Now this is what a Catholic deacon does at my church when he goes on a tour de force around the neighborhood. Whenever he can speak with other people, and he brings uh, this uh, herb. He has an herb, and it's dried herb, and he says, "Put the herb between your fingers and squeeze on it, and then smell the aroma that is being uh, that is being uh, with friction uh, launched into the air in particles that 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 creates a spherical a scent. And the harder I squeeze and the more I squeeze, the oil and the scent escapes from my fingers and into my nose. And at that time, then when I breathe in that scent, it allows me to it allows me to make a connection between the herb and and um, and the herb and its fragrance, its essence of its existence, its manifestation. It is extract. Its form. It allows me to appreciate the herb, and and the more I savor it, the more I have passion for it. The more passion I have for something that I wish to understand and learn, then only then the critical critical essence of that flavor is released to me, because I am worthy to receive what is what uh, what I am asking for. But if I am casually, when I was in college and asking for this information, then what I receive is only C level of information. In order to receive the A type of information, then um, I have to be open arms and welcoming of the information that is being presented. Even though the same information, such as what day trading is, even though the day trading is essentially the factual information is being displayed everywhere, truthfully, it's being now that I see it, I see how truthful many of these professional day traders are. They're essentially just flat out, bold faced truths. They're telling the truth, and the only way to receive that true essence of the truth is to fully appreciate and welcome with passion. That passion, that welcoming, that embrace of that knowledge is the conduit, is the copper wire upon which electrical signals of knowledge that gets delivered to me. And I've discovered this, and I told this young coworker of mine, I admitted to this coworker, I said to him, when I was in college, I really didn't, it, grades really didn't matter to me. My only intention was to graduate, not to really study the material and really understand what electrical engineering is. Now, if you can imagine how hard it was for me to pass college, graduate with a degree, when I essentially the only the the main objective for me was to graduate with a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. And sure enough, I did. However, it is something that colleges allow graduation to occur, even though essentially it's a subpar level of understanding. When I have an A, straight A, it means that essentially the hard work and the interest mend together, that allows a higher appreciation of the institution upon myself to deliver that kind of grade upon me. Now, that can be said the same way with day trading. And I told this coworker of mine, I told him, that's what it is, and that's how things work. Now, I told him this. It is possible, despite the fact that I am so passionate about it, I could be misguided and misled and roll around, moving around here and there, over there and there and back. Uh, just like in Australia, it's called a walkabout, just roaming around trying to discover what things are. It's bumping into this, bumping into that, bumping into everything, and attempting to grasp the concept of adulthood while maturing from infancy to adulthood. And at a certain point, there will be a reception of understanding. And I told this coworker of mine, I told a coworker, I told him that if if I am so passionate about that particular thing which is fascinated me, then I also told him that I had this conversation with the owner, and the owner said, there's um, working is something that he does, and he has to do it because um, you know he's passionate about the thing that he does, and getting sleep, enough sleep. He said that he can do that when he's in heaven, right? That's what he said. So what that means is, in other words, there's a statement that is made called burning the midnight candle. And if I am truly passionate about acquiring, this is something that has evaded me. I am 50. How old am I now? I'm like 50, 54 years old now. I had to figure this out. I'm 54 years old. It took me 54 years to figure this out. 54 years. You know what that is? It is essentially, there's another saying in America. It's called do what you love. I just could not understand that. Now I'm making a connection between what that means. Do what you love. What does that mean? It means that you're doing something you love so much that you will put everything on it. That's what it means. So the acquisition and day trading is the same way. There's two paths that a day trader goes. One of them is go for the money. The other is to go for the knowledge. Go for the knowledge of the techniques in order to create an accumulation of the P&L. Think of it in terms of a P&L, not the money. Money goes up, P&L goes up. Think of it in terms of a P&L, and to develop a solution that allows myself to be so passionate about the knowledge of day trading that the learning process of sequentially building that building block that allows me to reach the moon, or upon reaching the moon, essentially, in a synonymously speaking, is essentially becoming a consistently profitable day trader. So I told this coworker of mine, I told him that if I am so passionate about what I'm doing, now that I have a direction that I can go towards, whereas before I had no idea where to go or which way to go. Where's Jesus Christ? When I'm lost. There's a cross, there's a picture of Jesus Christ, there's a movie called Jesus Christ, there's Jesus Christ everywhere, but essentially nowhere at the same time. And so one day I sent an email to my Catholic deacon, and I told him, hey, I saw Jesus Christ. That's where he is. He's there. Isn't that crazy? Okay, not crazy, but it's just that's the way it is. So I told this young coworker of mine, I work at a fast food restaurant, and the owner is. I told a few coworkers of mine as well. They're also from high school too. I said, "Man, the owner is so lucky to have these people working there. They are so responsible. Not the others, but the ones that were there. Some are just totally airheads. They don't get it. But particularly these individuals, they have it. They're young and they have it. They have responsibility. They have this passion about it. They have this passion despite the fact that, for instance, there's another guy who I used to work with a while back, and he just came back, but he's passionate about washing dishes because he has knowledge. He has a base of knowledge that is quite different than other people. The other people who are just there as a job to do and take care of and done, gone, like going to college and getting it done without essentially being passionate about. So now I told him about that, and this coworker, and I told this coworker, now if I am so truly passionate about what I'm doing, then I will spend every moment I can to develop a greater understanding so that I can open my arms wider and wider to God and ask for God to provide me with the information that allows me to increase my PNL, not the money, increase my PNL. There is a distinction between asking for the PNL and asking for money. Money essentially is fish. PNL is essentially how to catch fish. So now I told this young coworker of mine, I said to him, if I'm truly passionate about the things that I'm doing right now, I'm here through, I'll tell you what, the owner, let's put it this way. I am essentially very obtuse. That's why my ex-wife divorced me. That's why my siblings gave me a felony, okay? And sometimes I walk into a wall and things like that. I am so fortunate that I'm able to drive my car well. However, I'm sitting here through the grace of God and the kind people here. For instance, sometimes I would eat dinner late, and I would like have like cereal with milk, and milk does something fierce to me. The next morning, what happens is that my intestines are filled with gas. And when I sit here, I purge that gas, okay? And that gas will expand throughout the room. But the owner could have easily just said, hey, don't show up here anymore because you stink, okay? I suppose that the owner could have done that. But the owner placed one of those bathrooms, this fragrance thing right over there. So what that means is that I could purge. The noise will be audible. However, the smell will be masked. So the odor I can smell here, but if I move it right over here, it's masked. Within like 6 inches, it's masked. And so I am so fortunate. I'm so fortunate that people, nice people like, I mean, they're too kind. So through their kindness, I am here able to essentially embrace my passion. First, first, I have to be very honest. Now, when I first attempted to be a day trader, the objective was for me to make enough money so that I could, you know, uh, move away from washing dishes, right? That was the original objective. When I have sufficient P&L, now that's going to be the ultimate objective. It's going to happen automatically. But going that direction and going for the money part of it can be a detriment and prolonging of the educational process that's required for me to become a consistently profitable day trader. So I was talking to a coworker of mine and I told him, look, if I'm truly, really passionate about it, the owner of that restaurant that I work as a dishwasher is correct. I can sleep when I enter heaven. In the meantime, I want to. I need to. I have to. I must. It is something that I wish to do. It is something that I wish to devote the rest of my life. It is all consuming. It is a passion of mine. It is all encompassing. It is something that if I become an expert at, it is a complete satisfaction of a overwhelming volume. It is a chapter in my life which I would be perfectly happy with, that it expands from the beginning of the book to the end of the book of my life. And therefore, I told this coworker of mine, I told him, the owner told me this, that sleep, I can have that when I'm in heaven. In the meantime, while I'm here, out of the grace of the kindness and the people at Office Evolution and West Side Drive-In and the guy who's renting a room and the people who are at the church, at my church, who has been kind enough to me that I just walk into church and they're okay with it, which is perfectly okay with me. Now, out of the kindness and the grace of the individuals that I've met so far, and a few friends of mine, which I sent a text message with, and it is perfectly fine with me that going through this life, knowing this particular a vocation fundamentally based on the passion of fully comprehending every aspect and, most importantly, the critical components of increasing my PNL. Now, when I have that, then the finality of my incremental steps towards going to that finish line is essentially spending every moment of my life burning the midnight candle and spending as much time as possible for that passion and that road towards becoming a consistently profitable day trader. So I told this coworker of mine, this young fella who's in high school, and this evening I could definitely tell he's a Christian. He's definitely a Christian. And I told this young fella, I told him this, that it is something that I would spend gladly every moment of my life perfecting this craft as a day trader. That's passion. That's herb between my fingers. I pray that what I said is heard by God in a manner that allows him to deliver what I need to me in the direction where I'm passionate where my passion lies, where my arms are wide open to receive his gift towards me, towards becoming a consistently profitable day trader. There could be just only one word that would end this, which is amen.